after you finish creating your digital product, your work is not done yet. Far from it. But before you can jump into selling your genius new product, your shiny new offer, there's one step that's often overlooked and has major potential for overwhelm, which is doing the background work of getting your offer ready to sell. So we're talking sales pages, thank you pages, and purchase automations. Oh my. Maybe not the most exciting parts, but definitely essential ones if you want to make sales of this digital product. If you're not sure where to start, I'm breaking down the 5-step process in this video so you can get to selling the boots off your digital product. Welcome back to Your Content Empire, the YouTube channel dedicated to helping you get more consistent and profitable with your content the easy way. I'm your host, Haley Dale, a content and sales funnel strategist obsessed with bringing you all the latest and greatest in content and marketing. I once had a coaching call with a service provider who desperately wanted to start offering digital products so that she could replace some of her service-based income with more passive sources and get back more time in her schedule. We started by reviewing her content bank, and I noticed in the paid offers column that besides her services, she had 4 to 5 products listed. And I'm like, what the heck are these? I asked if these were just ideas or drafts, partial drafts that she had created, but she told me that they were actually finished, but she hadn't done anything with them yet. And so here she was with the goal of offering digital products, with digital products already created, just sitting there for at least a year. The biggest thing stopping her, it felt like such a hurdle to get the sales pages done and the products ready to sell. A lot of business owners find this crucial step overwhelming. So if you're in a similar procrastination ship, just know you're not alone. Creating your digital product is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to actually selling, keyword selling, digital products. This episode covers part 3 of taking your digital product from non-existent to actually making you money. So if you haven't caught the earlier parts and you have no idea what digital product is right for you in terms of a topic, make sure to catch part 1, which is 4 steps to a gotta have it digital product topic. And if you are still in need to create that digital product, check out part 2, which is how to create your first info product from start to finish. So if you're ready to move forward and get ready to sell, let's dive in to the 5-step process. Step 1, create your offer docket. Selling your digital product effectively is all about nailing down cohesive and aligned messaging. This is why every single launch, every single sales funnel, every campaign I run and manage for others and for myself starts with creating an offer docket. An offer docket is a document you create that outlines what your product is, who it's for, and what's included. You can think of it as a one-stop shop for all things about your digital product. Here are some examples of the questions that you're going to want to answer in your offer docket. Number 1, you're going to want to come up with a great description of the offer, something long and something short, so more like a UVP, unique value proposition that, shortly summarizes exactly what this thing is and what it helps people achieve. Number 2, you're going to want to be really clear on who this digital product is for and who it isn't for, because that's really key for people being able to understand, okay, this is for me, or okay, this doesn't exactly meet the mark of what I'm looking for. Number 3, the main transformation of the offer. Can you articulate the main things that this offer is going to help someone achieve? Next up is what is included in the offer. Next up, how the offer is delivered. So how it works. Is it a course? Is it delivered via video, via audio, via workbook? Or some kind of combination of the two. Then fascinators. So the features of the offer tied to what are the benefits of those features. So lifetime access so that you can go through anytime you want, or, audio lessons that you can take and listen on the go. If you are a busy on the go kind of person and don't have time to sit down and watch a video, right? So what are the features, and tie those to the benefits. Then you want to put in those frequently asked questions and anticipate objections, as well as your responses to them. Then pricing and special offers, important links. So your link to your sales page, checkout page, thank you page, etc. The link to access the product. And if you don't have these yet because you're creating them in this video with my guidance, you can go and pop those in afterwards. Then you could also put in your customer or client profile and journey, as well as some testimonials. So you might have other things in in here definitely as you think of them. And also the key thing I want you to remember about the offer docket is it is a living document. So it is changing. So you're going to be adding things to it, right? It's not really a one and done kind of thing. So you take that, with a grain of salt. When you're finished this list, you're finished. You're finished for the purposes of this process, but you can definitely continue to add to it as you go. Whatever you do not skip this step. Your offer docket is going to make your life so much easier when it comes to creating any content, especially marketing and promotional content related to that digital product. You can always reference it as needed to help you frame your other, selling and marketing assets related to this product. And when it comes to your sales page, you're going to be like picking and copying and pasting a lot of those sections right from the offer docket. So the more time you spend on the offer docket, the easier it's going to be to copy and paste those things. So it's going to save you a ton of time in the end. Here's a little sample of what an offer docket could look like. It's one of mine from there. Step number 2 is to write your sales page. So once you have your offer docket, your sales page is up next. But the good news, writing a sales page is actually super, super easy when you've taken the time to create a really great, high quality offer docket for that offer. I recommend creating your sales page with 2 separate steps. First, you simply need to assemble the information. So pulling directly from your offer docket. Don't worry about making the copy perfect at this point. All you need to do is compile the information that you need on the page in this order. This is just one sample of what a sales page could look like, one of the outlines. You can add more or less sections if you feel like it and you think it fits. So first up is the headline. So pull the name of your digital product. Then you want to paint the before picture, so pulling the problem section from the offer docket that your ideal customer is currently experiencing. Then you want to paint that after picture, so pulling the transformations from the offer docket that this digital product is going to help someone achieve. Then you're ready to introduce your solution. So you've done the before, you've done the offer, and now here it is, your solution to help them actually achieve that. So you want to pull from that description section of the offer docket. Then it's time to add in a call to action because there are some people who are going to be convinced already and they are ready to jump in. Next up, share what's included. So what's included in your digital product. So those features, those benefits from your offer docket. Now, this is for those folks who are like, I need to know a few more details. Then it's time to present your special offer. So if you're doing some kind of launch bonus or you're doing some kind of like funnel bonus or just like fun bonuses for everyone, add those special offers in here. So pull the special offer section from the offer docket. Then it's time to add in another call to action because you have some people who are chomping at the bits and ready to go. Then add in some social proof. So a social proof pass here and add in some testimonials from the offer docket. Then you can add a final call to action. Add in your frequently asked questions. You can also add in a section about you here, like who are you to be teaching this? Who are you to be teaching me this? Like all of your experience, everything about you, kind of like your short and sweet bio. So not everything about you, but you get the gist here as it relates to the product. Then make sure the final section there is a final call to action. Once you've got all of this information onto your sales page, it's time to finesse it, which is where part 2 of this process comes in. So this is where you get to make the messaging even more effective through my signature 4-phase editing process. So first one, I like to go through my copy and I like to edit for clarity. So I read everything through and I'm editing for clarity. So I'm going through each and every section and asking myself, does this make sense? Do I need to add in different sentences or different words? Do I need to add something to this? Do I need to like smooth things out so that it flows more logically? And are there any like grammar and typo things that I want to fix up here? So then I'm ready for my second pass. This is where I read back through every section and I'm editing for brand and personality. So next you want to make sure the copy actually sounds like you or sounds like your brand voice. If you have a personal brand, these are ideally one and the same here. So you want to go through each section and ask yourself, does this sound like me at the end of the day? What can I do to make this section more branded, more me? Where can I add in some more personality into the copy. And this is where you can add in those fun bits like the references, the pop culture references, the jokes, that sort of thing. Next up is editing pass number 3, which is to edit for emphasis. So many people, when they are reading things online, especially sales page, they are scanners. And so we want to make your copy, your sales page copy, extremely scanner friendly so that they don't just like see a wall of text and hightail their butts out of there. So this pass focuses on emphasis, especially through formatting. So take your time going through each and every section and ask yourself, can I add more headlines or subheaders here so that it's easy to consume for scanners, aka the majority of your page visitors? Then, what is the most important piece of information in the section, and how can I make sure that this part stands out? Can I add more bullet points so this page is easier to scan? What graphics or visuals are going to complement each section? Can I play with different formats and colors and fonts, or italics or bolds here, and add those in? And then finally, editing pass number 4 is your final proofread. So this last and final editing run is just going through each section and doing one final proof. It's best to leave a day or two between phase editing pass 3 and editing pass 4. So you're coming back to your copy with really, really fresh eyes, or potentially rope someone else in to do this pass for you, because at this point you've seen it so many times, you've read through it so many times, you were the one to write it. So you are not in the best position to be noticing things. And so sometimes having someone with completely fresh eyes can be incredibly, incredibly helpful. So this is where I like to maybe run it through Grammarly to check over too, although I don't accept all of the recommendations if there are any typos or grammar things. So sometimes those are intentional, right? Even for a former English major, it's usually pretty good at picking them out though. So if there's anything that you've missed, you're there, and there's mixing those up, it'll pick it out for you. Then if you're ready for a deep dive into sales page creation, make sure to check out the easy way to edit your next sales page on my blog. I'm going to add a link below this video for you. Step number 3, gather your design assets. Before diving into the design of your sales page, make your life a little easier by simply gathering your design assets that you'll need, much like making sure you've got all the ingredients for those cookies before cracking those eggs. Here is a list of typical sales page design ingredients. Number 1 is mock-ups of your products and individual elements. 2, a banner or something that you can use that has, maybe the title of it, the tagline, and maybe some kind of visual there. Next up is a checklist or a visual that describes the steps of the process of the product that it's going to take someone through, or maybe the signature process or framework that this product is based around. And then also grab those testimonial headshots if you're going to be including them. Gathering all of the elements that you need before actually sitting down and starting the actual design process is going to save you bucket loads of time by avoiding context switching, which will help, especially if you feel like this is one area of the process that you're really tempted to put off. So go and gather all of those assets before sitting down to write that page. Then you're ready to actually design your sales page. So designing your sales page might sound like a super big task, a super onerous one. But if you've completed all of the previous steps, this part is actually going to be really, really easy. It's not going to be as tough as you think it is. I actually like to start, when I'm designing a page, ideally I'm using some kind of page builder. And I like to start by, roughing the whole thing from start to finish. So getting all of those sections onto the page, getting all my copy, getting all my images onto the page, even if they're super, super ugly and spacing is totally off at this point. So once I have those down, have that page roughed out and everything is there, then I can go through section by section and clean it up. So just as you would have done with your copy, if you followed my 4-phase editing process, we do something similar with the design, right? So just go through every single section, spacing and text formatting and the image, and just clean all of those up. Then here are some extra design tips. I wanted to make sure I got you covered here to keep in mind when designing your sales page. So number one, build in sections. So you want to alternate light and dark or patterns or image backgrounds. So your header might have an image background, then the next section would be a white background, the one after would be a darker or a color background, etc. This just helps, like I said, for those scanners to visually break up the page, right? Rather than it feeling like one big, from start to finish all the same, and that becomes overwhelming for readers, especially online. Next up, use a drag and drop editor and builder if possible. So there are so many options available nowadays for easy tools to build a sales page or a landing page without needing to know any code. Thank gosh. My top recommendations are like something like Lead Pages or Divi. You can even use something like MailerLite, if you don't have it built into your website, so your website's a bit more custom and it doesn't have a builder in there. There's also Beaver Builder. There's also, there are so many. And what's good is even if you're using a different theme, you could use just the Divi plugin to add in over top, so you can use it to build pages. Then design the main version of your sales page first, review it on your phone, make changes for a mobile version if possible. Remember that most people are going to be on their phone, so make sure you design with this in mind, but that can be a final step, is go through and do that. And then if you need to create other versions of the sales page, so for different versions or different purposes, duplicate the final version, so that way you don't need to go and fix all those mobile things in all of them, right? So just save yourself some time. Some final steps here are remove the header and footer. We want to make sure there are no distractions on your sales page. Add your terms and conditions, add that Facebook page, consider, maybe adding a chat box or a social proof widget, maybe adding a timer for a limited offer, those limited offer versions, and make sure that, that your preview image for the page is set to that banner for your product so that when people share it on social, the right image is coming up. Step 5, finish your purchase system. The final step is basically to finish dotting those I's and crossing those T's so that by the time you've created and hooked up each step of the purchase process. So that's what we're doing. We're talking about the checkout page to thank you page to welcome email and access automations. There's nothing worse. There's no worse feeling than getting an email from a customer who says, I didn't receive my product, or, I've been trying to sign up, but the button isn't working. This final piece ensures that everything is in place so your customers can have a seamless transaction when they purchase your digital product. So here's what you need to do to finish that purchase system. Number 1, create your checkout page. My favorite place to create this is in Thrivecart, but if you're using a course platform like Teachable or Thinkific, you may also use their checkout pages that are built in, so you can use those and keep things simple for yourself. Next up, create a thank you page. My hack to create a thank you page is to simply duplicate the sales page, delete all of the sections except the header and one text section, and then just update the text so it's more around thank you or welcome or thank you so much. This is what happens next. This helps it feel really cohesive from your sales page to thank you page, so it feels like, oh yeah, I'm in the same Marvel universe here. Then on that thank you page, we want to make sure you're including, want to thank them, show your gratitude, include what's going to happen next, i.e. you're going to receive your files or an email with your login information. Then you want to create your welcome email. So what is that email that's going to be sent to them? Write an email that delivers their digital product, breaks down the first steps to take and get started, and make sure that it's added to an automation that will get sent to someone after purchase. So you're going to need to set up and make sure that that checkout page is linked to your email service provider so that they're added into that automation, either through a tag, trigger, or something else. Then you want to make sure that everything is hooked up. So, make sure that each step is connected to the next. For example, your sales page, all the buttons on that page links to the checkout page. After someone purchases on the checkout page, they're redirected to your thank you page. Then they're added to your email service provider and into the automation that delivers their digital product. So if you're using a course platform, you're also going to need to make sure that they're added there after purchase and a password is generated. Test everything. I'm guilty of missing this step with my own products. So, the best thing to do is actually create like 100% off testing coupon. You can limit it to just one so that people can't use it after that without you intending for them to, and go through the entire purchase sequence from start to finish to see if any of these steps need attention, and just make sure, things are getting added correctly. You're being redirected to proper places here. Finally, add those links. We're circling back to the offer docket. So add those links to each step of this purchase flow into your offer docket. So are you ready to switch up your business model or create your first or next digital product to complement your existing business model? Whether you've created digital products to gain more passive income, increase your potential for exposure, or share your expertise and passion on a subject you know well with the world, or a mix of all three, that is never going to happen without this selling part. Every part of the process counts. So don't miss a thing by downloading the free digital product roadmap in the description of this video. And with that, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you want to be the first to know when the next video goes live, hint, it's usually Mondays, ring that bell. And until next time, here is to your content empire.